What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. Fighting to stay new. This is, out with the old and with the new. So what I mean is, I'm 41 years old, right? I'm old, right? I'm on that older tier. So when it comes to living a young life or living like I was in my 20s and 30s, that's old to me. And I'm old to them. So out with the old and with the new. And people don't take into consideration that some of us are fighting to still be new. Some of us are fighting to still be young. Now, for all the people who are younger than me, what I will tell you is this. You don't physically age like you think you do. So I still feel like I did in my 20s and 30s, but I'm not like I was in my 20s and 30s. You know what I'm saying? So I still feel physically young, but I'm not. I can still do things that are relatively that somebody, I might want to outdoing somebody in their 20s and 30s. You know what I'm saying? Who might think, you're old now. You can't do this. You can't do that. You messed up with that one. But just because I feel that way does not mean I'm supposed to go around trying to be new. And what I mean is some people are fighting to stay young. You get on the internet, you get on social media, you see older men and women, riding this fine line between aging gracefully or aging good and still trying to hold on to their youth. Aging gracefully is one thing. Trying to hold on to the youth, that's a whole nother ball game. And that's like, why are you doing that? Because they don't want to be considered as old. They're fighting to stay new. Because if they're old, out with the old. Nobody wants to be out. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to be in the out crowd. People want to be in the in crowd. So what winds up happening is, you have people who are, and you're starting to see the trend where people are getting back to being their age. If you got salt and pepper, you got some grays and whites in there, some grays, blacks, and whites, it's all good. But you had people dyeing their hair and dyeing their facial hair and whatnot. Now, when you see the older women still trying to, still having sundress season. Look at me. And it's like, you look good. You look good for auntie, but you don't look like, you fresh out the wrapper now. Now let's just put a pause on that. So could you stop trying to be provocative like you were, 25 and be good looking for 45? Could you do that? I felt like sounded like Teddy Pendergrass. Could you do that, baby? But what winds up happening is we're at that space where, and sometimes people, I hate to say this, but sometimes we don't grow up. Like me, I'm always online. I've always worn hats, whether they be bucket hat, whether I've taken the hats off at times, but literally I'm a person who wore hats since I was a teenager. So I just like hats, but don't think you won't see me out. That's why my profile picture is me without a hat on. I'm not just going to, if I'm lounging and cool, cool gear, I'm going to lounge like that. But if I'm going to a grown event, I'm not wearing no ball cap. It's not going down like that. Excuse me, because I'm not a child like that. But the thing about it, to make it go a little bit further, is at the end of the day, people have to take into consideration that what's really going on is if I become the old, I'm one step closer to death. And some people have a fear of dying. So, you know, acting young is living, because there's a difference. Like my you know, how can I say this? She's gone now. My auntie Adabelle, she's actually my great aunt. Uh, she died at 90 something, and she was, yeah, and she stayed active. She was an avid swimmer, and they asked her, why do you stay active? And she says, well, because once my friends died because they wanted to be old. So they sat down, they got in their rocking chair, and they just rocked their life away, and they moved less and less and less until they died. So she's like, I don't want to do that. I want to live, so I might be active and live. So sometimes people are trying to stay new because they're trying to stay alive. That happens also. So I'm trying to be fair when I point that out. But I'm done on this one. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Peace.